State immigration. Tuan Speaker, like the Honourable Minister for Tasik Baru, I am concerned about the breach of our immigration security. On the 15th of March 2019, the world was horrified to witness the shooting spree by a lone gunman armed with semi-automatic weapons targeting Muslims attending Friday prayers in Christchurch in New Zealand. In the broadcast live attack, 50 worshippers were killed while dozens of people were wounded. Less than 2 months later, and on an Easter Sunday, the world again recalled in horror to the devastation of more than 359 deaths caused by multiple bombings in 3 churches and 4 hotels in Sri Lanka. A few days ago, ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, has claimed responsibility for the attacks. Tuan Speaker, as one follows the news in online media and TV, it is difficult to stay impartial and emotionless when one sees bodies after bodies being carried out in casket. To echo the words of Mr. N.M. Amin, the President of Muslim Council of Sri Lanka, as a community, we should have some introspection and see how these groups have come into being, as he referred to the alleged attacks by the extremist groups in Sri Lanka. Very much closer to home, on 2nd of February 2019, 3 terror suspects were arrested by our police in Syrian. As reported, the Egyptian terror suspect caught by the police last month had come to Syrian to open a restaurant and marry a vulnerable Sarawakian woman in order to obtain a spouse visa. Tuan Speaker, this is a very serious security breach in our homeland, and if we are not sufficiently vigilant and beef up our security measures, especially the measures taken by the State Immigration Department to vigilantly scan all foreigners at all entry points into Sarawak, we might one day find ourselves asking the same question as the respected Mr. N.M. Amin. In fact, our Minister of Defence had already made statements that he believes that terrorism is the #1 security risk facing our country. This was followed by statements by the IGP. The police investigation had revealed that foreign terrorist fighters have been trying to make Malaysia a safe haven, a transit point, a logistic hub, and a launch pad for terror attacks in the Southeast Asia region. The State Immigration Authority has a massive and heavy responsibility to ensure that what the Minister of Defence and IGP fear does not happen because of any lack in our own immigration security. We should ensure that no extremism of whichever religion, of whichever group, whether it's Islam or Christianity, or whatever cult, may be allowed to infiltrate our borders, which will threaten the moral religious tolerance of our state and people. I urge the state government not to overlook this issue for the physical development in this state.